All right, let's dive right in. If you've ever worked with Oracle's ERP cloud, you know it's the absolute core of your business, right? But getting it to play nice with all your other systems, that can be a total headache. So today, we're going to break it all down and show you how to master Oracle ERP integration.
So does this picture look familiar to you? You've got this incredible, powerful SaaS platform at the heart of everything, but trying to connect it to all your other tools feels like a constant uphill battle. Well, trust me, you are not alone. It's one of the single biggest challenges for any modern business.
But what if I told you there's a specialized tool designed from the ground up for exactly this job? Well, there is, and it's time to meet the hero of our story today, the Oracle ERP Cloud Adapter. Just think of it as your expert translator, the one thing that makes all those complex system conversations simple and totally seamless.
So what is this thing really? The Oracle ERP Cloud Adapter is a key part of the Oracle Integration Cloud, what we call OIC. And its main job is to hide all the messy, complicated technical stuff behind the scenes. You know, the APIs and event handling. The key thing to get here is that it does all the heavy lifting for you so you can focus on what actually matters, the business logic, not the boring boiler code.
Okay, so what really makes this adapter so special? We're about to look at its key features. And honestly, I like to think of them as its superpowers. These are the things that let it handle pretty much any integration problem you could possibly imagine.
It really all comes down to four big ones. First, its ability to talk both ways with bidirectional communication. Second, its power to subscribe to business events as they happen. Third, its total mastery of huge data imports using something called FBDI. And last but not least, how it handles security completely automatically. So let's dive into each one.
First up, communication. And look, this is not a one-way street. The adapter can invoke actions. That means it sends data to the ERP. And it can also be a trigger, which means it receives data from the ERP. And that two-way conversation, it's absolutely crucial for building integrations that are actually useful and interactive.
Now let's talk about being smart with our resources. See, in the old days, you'd have to constantly poke the ERP system, asking, hey, anything new? Anything new yet? That's called polling, and it's super inefficient. The adapter completely changes the game. It just subscribes to business events. So when an invoice is validated, bam, the ERP tells the adapter instantly. It is a much, much smarter way to work.
Okay, for anyone who's ever had to move a mountain of data, this next superpower is an absolute lifesaver. The adapter automates the entire file-based data import process, or FBD. I mean, it does everything for you. Zipping up the files, pushing them to the content repository, and then triggering all the right jobs to get that data loaded in. It's amazing.
And finally, we have to talk about security. Let's be real, nobody enjoys messing with OAuth 2.0 and SAML tokens. It's complicated. Well, the adapter just takes care of it. It handles all the authentication behind the scenes, making sure every bit of data is secure, and you don't have to write one single line of security code. What a relief.
All right, so we've got the theory down. We know what the adapter can do. Now let's see how this thing actually works in the real world. We're going to explore the three most common integration patterns where these superpowers really get to shine.
Yep, it all boils down to three. Just three core patterns you need to know. If you understand these, you can handle the vast majority of integration jobs that'll come your way. So let's get right into the first one.
Pattern number one is real time. This is for all those times when you need an answer like right now. A perfect example is checking inventory levels while a customer is on your website about to place an order. You can't have them waiting around. This pattern uses REST or SOAP services to get that immediate feedback, which keeps your data consistent and always up to date.
Next, we have the event-driven pattern. This one is absolutely perfect for keeping all your other systems in sync. Let's say a shipment gets confirmed in your ERP. That fires off an event. The adapter catches it and instantly updates your logistics provider system. This is a beautiful example of why you don't want to be polling for changes. It's way more efficient and keeps system load way down.
And our third and final pattern is all about volume. Bulk data migration with FBDI. When you have to load a massive amount of data, like all the journal entries from the end of the day or a huge list of new customers, this is your go-to pattern. It's built from the ground up to handle millions of records efficiently by automating that entire file-based process we mentioned earlier.
Okay, so you know the what and you know the how. Now let's shift gears and talk about some practical advice. This is where we get into the pro tips, the best practices that will get you building successful integrations right from day one.
Let's run through four really crucial tips. First, performance. For any process that's going to take a while, you have to use an asynchronous pattern. Why? Because OIC has a strict 5-minute timeout on synchronous calls, and trust me, you'll hit it. Second, security. Always prioritize OAuth 2.0. It's just way more secure than old-school basic authentication. Third, error handling. You need a catch-all block in your integrations so they can fail gracefully instead of just crashing. And finally, throttling. Don't try to send everything at once. Send your records in batches to avoid hitting the API rate limits.
So, you're probably thinking, this sounds great, but is it hard to set up? And the best part is, no. Getting started is incredibly simple. It's really just a quick 3-step process to get your very first connection working inside Oracle Integration Cloud.
It is literally this easy. Step 1, you just pop in the URL for your Oracle Fusion Cloud instance. Step 2, you give it the credentials for a service account that has the integration specialist role. And step 3, you hit that big test button. That's it. It confirms the connection is working, and you are ready to start building your first integration.
So if you remember just one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. The Oracle ERP Cloud Adapter is all about taking that tangled mass of complex APIs and transforming it into something clean, simple, and powerful. Focused business logic. And that pretty much wraps it up. You've seen the power of the adapter, you've seen the patterns for how to use it, and you know the path to getting started. So really the only question left to ask is a pretty exciting one. With all this power and simplicity at your fingertips, what are you going to integrate first?